Hey everybody, Happy New Year. I just wanted to drop a little video to check in and see how everybody's doing with their New Year's resolutions. I know a handful of you all are doing my 10-day detox or have just completed it, and I know that's been going really well for everybody. I know a lot of people out there doing Whole30s and all sorts of other nutritional challenges, and I just wanted to see how that's going, and I wanted to offer you an added little tip or challenge, if you will, that might be helpful in your quest to improve your eating habits, improve your digestion, and potentially even help you lose weight. I mentioned this mindful meal challenge in the blog that I wrote last week after I attended a mindful day, a silent retreat, and I'll link the blog here below in this newsletter so you can read about it. But I had a lot of inquiries about the mindful meal, and so I wanted to share it with you guys and give you that challenge yourself. This is something that was challenged to me many years ago, and I found it to be extremely helpful, and I think it's important that we kind of tap back into it and do it every once in a while. The idea behind the mindful meal is that you take only 5 minutes out of your day and you eat a meal in complete, basically silence. Like you don't do anything other than eat your meal. And the idea behind that is, I would say 99% of us run around in this constant state of stress and blah, 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 go, 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 go. I mean, how many of us are, eating our breakfast over the kitchen sink while we're hollering at our kids and got the news going, or we're, shoveling food into our mouth on our way to the office or on the way to drop off. I mean, we're rarely giving our food the attention that it deserves. And it's important that we do. What we see and how we visualize and scan our food helps turn on a lot of the digestive processes that are important to digest our food. If our food is just sitting in our stomach for hours after we eat, there's a reason for that. It's because we weren't paying attention and our digestion wasn't turned on. And that's not good for our digestion. It's not good for our metabolism. It's certainly not going to help us lose weight. So a really good way to begin to even just notice our food and become a little bit more mindful about food is to try this mindful eating. And so what I recommend for this challenge is to preferably have a meal that you've prepared yourself and maybe put a little extra care into, preferably eating by yourself so there aren't any other distractions. So let's say, moms, if you're home for lunch and you're able to put a nice little salad together and even make it look really pretty, right? The presentation is very nice. Or if you're in the office, you just kind of bring something from home, heat it up, close the door, turn off your computer screen. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a look at your food. And first of all, you're just going to take a moment of gratitude. You're going to take a couple deep breaths. You're going to take yourself from that sort of fight or flight sympathetic state that we're all in all day long, and we're gonna dive into that rest and digest state. So literally, it's just a you can almost feel your shoulders drop. You can feel yourself start to relax. This is the state we should be in every time we eat. It doesn't happen very often, but it's very important. So take a couple deep breaths first, and then I want you to just take a moment to look at your food. I want you to smell your food, notice the aromas, notice how it looks, and then go ahead and dive in. Hit start on your phone. You literally set your phone for 5 minutes, hit start, and then you're going to start eating. And when you eat, I want you to eat slow. I mean, you don't have to be super slow, but just take your time eating. And with every bite, I want you to try to notice something different about your food. So is it a texture, a crunch, a flavor? Do you notice a little salty, a little sweet, a little spicy? Notice that as you're eating. Maybe even take a moment to think about the food, the path that your food took to get to your plate. So, the person who picked it in the field, the person who drove it to the processing plant, the person who drove it to the grocery store, the stocker at the grocery store who put it on the shelf. And you can even take a moment of gratitude either before you're eating or while you're eating and think about that journey that the food took to get to your plate and be grateful for the fact that it's there as well as those hands that helped to get it there. So anyways, you're doing this for 5 minutes, and 5 minutes doesn't sound hard, but if you're used to eating while flipping through Facebook or watching the news while you're eating your meal, this can be really challenging. So try to stick with it, try to get through all 5 minutes. And the beauty of this is it, first of all, just makes us aware of how little we pay attention to our food. And the reason it's important to pay attention to our food, again, is all about that digestive process. We need to turn our digestive juices on, our digestive hormones on, in order to digest, absorb our food, and assimilate all the nutrition that we're eating. We can be eating the healthiest food in the world, but if we're not assimilating those nutrients into our bodies, our health, our metabolisms, our biochemistry isn't going to be able to utilize them well for our goals. So we want to be doing that. It's very important that we see that our brain sees our food, that our brain's able to scan our food. They say up to 40% of digestion takes place in our brain. They call it head phase or cephalic phase digestion. So if we're not paying attention to our food, our brain's not really registering it, we could easily eat a calorically sufficient meal and our brain doesn't feel full because it didn't see it. So we eat enough calories, or even more than enough calories, yet our brain's like, I still need something because I didn't pay attention to that. And so that might be why you are left after a meal feeling like you're not satisfied, or feeling like you're scavenging for more, picking at other people's meals, or looking for something sweet. So that's a really important reason that by paying attention to our food, it can actually help us feel satisfied, fuller, feel full, fuller, end up eating less overall. And because of that, it can help us lose weight. It actually can be pretty powerful. So I want to challenge you to go ahead and do that. I want you to set a timer, pick a day, set a timer, 5 minutes on your phone, do it, kind of muscle through it, and just see kind of what comes up for you. And maybe try it every day. Maybe try it with your kids, try it with your families, and see if you're able to bring a little bit more mindfulness to your meal. See if it improves your digestion. See if you're able to maybe eat a little bit less overall. You're just going to be more satisfied. So yeah, let me know how it goes. Either shoot me a message or post on Facebook, and I would love to hear how your mindful meal challenge goes. Have a good day. Thanks.